Oh, hi there. Hello there, enthusiast. How are you doing? Hope you're having a lovely day. I at least am. And today, I got a special thing because I'm going to record 2 videos and post them either today, both, or tomorrow. We'll see about that then. Because today, we're going to talk about protein. And we all need protein, get big and strong, go to the gym, get bigger, bulkier. Protein's important. And where do you get protein from? Usually meat, but also nuts, but mostly meat. And we humans luckily have vegetarian options. We could be as vegan as we want to be, right? Some of us just can't eat meat. But for ants, that is not the same thing. Ants, in most cases, must eat meat. Not all ants. You have ants that don't eat meat at all. They find other ways. And if they are forced to eat, they'll do it because survival of the fittest. Today, we're gonna talk about, how do you give your ants protein? It's a topic that, doesn't, mostly you see probably videos of people just throwing a cockroach or a grasshopper, anything they can find. And it's a topic that's not thoroughly discussed, as I wanted to say earlier, because I think it depends. My colony, for example, is still quite small. And if your colony is small too, I recommend not throwing anything big in there, because you'll only create trouble and unnecessary stress for your ants. I go and buy my products always at the same place, mielboerderij.com, or Ant Kingdom for those who don't speak Dutch. They have these little buggers. These are fruit flies, but they're specially made to be eaten by ants, lizards, or anything else that eats bugs. They can't fly. They can jump around, but they can't fly. And those that can, lucky few, because they're made specifically to be able to fly, so they're easy to eat. Of course, I don't give them alive to my colony, because if I would do that, they'll be able to crawl around and through the entire thing, stressing everybody out. I only do that when the ants need a bit of a sparse, but then I only have 3 alive and the rest I all kill. How do I kill them? Well, I don't know if you saw my previous video, otherwise check that out. It's in my vlog, you'll see it right here. Alright, for those that did not click. I like to put them in the fridge. When I put them in the fridge or the freezer, they go into a sort of hibernation. And this hibernation makes them basically unresponsive to anything. They don't feel anything. The only thing they will feel is that when I take them out, oh, it's warm, I'll wake up. So, I put them in the fridge for a pretty long time so they all fall asleep. Once they've all fallen asleep, I grab a cup and I toss them while asleep in that cup. And if you don't like animal cruelty, well, I don't like it either. I don't find killing animals fun. Not even these flies while they're food. It's just not fun for me, and their lives are not better than anybody else's. But that's why I put them in the fridge. So while they're asleep, they have no feeling of it all. I throw them in this water and, cup, I'm getting ahead of myself. I throw them in the cup, and when I heat up some water for like what you would use for tea, that temperature, make it boil, make it cook, and I just throw it in and it kills them instantly. It will just be for them the quickest way to die. You don't step on them, you don't electrocute them like with one of these things, and it's basically the most humane way possible. So, I'll be putting these ones in the fridge, and then I'll show you guys later how I administer them to my ants. Alright? And I have an extra surprise for you guys. Wait up. This. Get excited, because this will be seen in the next video. And I'll get more talk about there. But for now, let's go put them in the fridge. Alright. They're getting cold in the fridge, and in the meantime I'll tell you guys a little bit more about why ants have the need for these protein. Of course, an ant doesn't grow as much bigger. They have an exoskeleton which keeps them in place. They don't grow bigger and larger. Once they've molded, this is how they're going to be. And if you don't know what molding is what happens to any creature with an exoskeleton. When they hatch or when they need a new shell, they mold. They go out of their old shell, and then they grow, and after a few hours their new shell grows on top of them. Oh, sorry, that's a whole mouthful. But ants don't really shed their shell. Once an ant is a larva, they go into a pupa and they become like cocoon themselves, which is what they are before they grow into a big ant. If you've seen any of our Facebook posts, please, if you haven't, go check out How to Do It in the Ant on Facebook. Link will be in this description. You can see a picture of a recently hatched ant out of pupa into worker. What's special about them is they have no real color like the others. In some cases they're see-through, ants are actually in fact light brown, which are mine. Mine become always light brown, and then they go into a dark brown once the shell is hard. And why do they then need protein if they never mold again except that very moment? Well, the larvae need the protein. The ants eat up the protein, feed it to the larva, and then the larvae are able to grow bigger and bigger. I have multiple sizes of worker ants actually in my colony. Some are very, very small because they had a lack of protein. These are the basics. The others are more bigger because they just simply got more. And that has a lot to do with the fact that I feed them fruit flies. Sometimes when I make the fresh kill and they find the kill, they drag them all out and eat them all. And then I have the next few pupa and larvae becoming very big. That generation gets big. But then other times they're not very interested in the fruit flies, and I sadly have no other source of real protein for them. The only other thing they eat are seeds. That's because I have mesobarbarous ants, and they don't always eat insects. They don't go out hunting like how fire ants would do. Harvester ants, or mesobarbarous ants, just like eating the fruit flies because they're simple, and they won't kill anything bigger because they just don't feel the need for it. They are, though, if they would, in theory, find a bigger prey once they're big enough, and I've already prematurely killed it, they will eat it. They just can't break the shell, unless they have majors. And that's something for when my colony is bigger. Majors are the bigger variant, because my colony of mesobarbarous are polymorphic. Again, if you don't know what that means, you can find all about it on the website as well, in how to do it in the end. And then you go about the ants. Then you can read all about mesobarbarous ants and now Lasius niger ants. Otherwise, yeah, there's nothing more to say. This is why they eat protein, to grow bigger and stronger. Sometimes you even get special kind of ants who need extra more protein. I have meteor ants I thought were actually major ants. And well, they weren't. They just were slightly more and bigger. And I think the ants also know about this. They prioritize where the protein goes. But I wouldn't know for sure. I'm not a fully fledged myrmecologist, and I would love to find out if that's true. But let's go check up on those fruit flies, because we have to go and feed them to the ants. Are you ready? Alright, welcome back. Well, I'm back. You might still be here. Over here we have the flies. They are dead. I was not gonna show you guys how I killed them, instead that they're already dead. All you need is this, a pincer, so you can pick them up. Of course, I have a designated area for their protein and garbage, since they don't like using the outworld very much. Alright, this is quite a hassle, so I'm just gonna show how I do it, and then I'm gonna cut to when they're all fed. Because, I have to pick them one by one, because of my method, I get the most flies out at once. Got one, and you just put them here. Just make sure that there are some ants frolicking around. In this case, there aren't, but if they are, well, let me just say, you have a higher chance of them eating all the flies. Alright, I'm gonna cut out here and I'll come back.
Alright, I am done, and it's quite the hassle. Sometimes, you lose a few flies. Don't worry.
We all sometimes use a few flies, but in that case, I have a solution, which I hope will be a solution. But I'll talk about that more in detail in the next video. For now, don't worry about it. Just clean up the mess you got and hope your aunt's gonna eat them. There won't always, because after some time they are not interested anymore. If you use hot water, they think it's still alive, so there's a higher chance. If you use any other method, just wait till they die, which is you can do it for fruit flies. Takes a long time. Either way, have a lovely day, enthusiasts. Have a great time, and be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out the description. Have a nice day.